it's your boy E-Man. Falcons Fandemic, we on that plan. All the hype in the city, let me break it down. Atlanta Falcons, wear the crown. Cruising down Peachtree in my Falcons gear. Pockets on the speakers, E-Man's here. Covering the news, all the buzz on the block. Fandemic family, yeah, we can't be stopped. Yeah, draft day excitement, prospects shining bright. Quarterback dreams, we stacking up at night. Falcons on the rise, got that potent game. Every fan in the stand screaming out our name. E-Man in the streets, bringing hype for the nation. Falcons Fandemic, it's a celebration.
What's up, Atlanta Falcons fans, fellow Fandemics, Rise Up Nation? Welcome to the Fandemic Report. I'm your host, Cowboy, and we're locked in to the Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. You know how we do it straight here with no chaser. From a fan who's been doing it, been a fan since 1978. And today, guys, I have a sneaky, underrated, but great football player for us today. Now, he's either going to raise an eyebrow or raise your suspicion. Now, we spent several seasons riding that quarterback carousel, holding our breath every time a starter takes a hit. Now, we've seen the talent of Tua. We've seen the potential of Michael Penix Jr., but we've also seen the injury reports. Let's be real about it. Fandemics, we don't just need a passer anymore. We need stability. We need a word-free leadership on the field. Now, when you're trying to build a franchise or build a future, the absolute last place you want to come up short is at the quarterback position. Right? So today, I'm telling you now, Falcon fans, the road back to the playoffs and potentially to the Super Bowl run through Auburn, Alabama. Now, I know that's not going to sit well for a lot of you Georgia boys, but it's time to talk about the man who's built for the dirty South and ready to lead the Atlanta Falcons. When you talk about performing at an NFL level, doing the things you would expect NFL level quarterbacks to do, University of South Florida quarterback Byrum Brown is that guy. This guy is ready for the prime time, and he needs to be in Atlanta Falcons uniform when he do it. So when you're looking at the 2026 landscape, right, under Kevin Stefanski, there's one name that fits this culture like a custom stitched jersey. Like I said, he's a South Florida legend in the making. Now he's going over to Auburn Tiger through the transfer portal, but I'm going to actually look forward to this kid and actually pay even more attention to him as this next season come about. As he, like I said, Auburn Tigers, either you're going to be a fan of him or not. But look, I respect what we have in Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix Jr. I respect what they bring to the table. They both are elite processors, but in this league, availability is the best ability. We can't keep building a Ferrari and putting a fragile engine inside. Byrum Brown is different. This kid comes from that South Florida soil, where arguably the greatest athletes in the world are forwards. Byrum Brown was born September 29, 2004. That's right, 2004, so he's only 21 years old and already looks like an NFL starting quarterback. He grew up in Roseville, North Carolina, and attended Roseville High School. Now, North Carolina might not hit the same, as Miami or Fort Lauderdale when you think about football pedigree. But let me tell you something. This kid played at the University of South Florida. He grew up in that era. He grew up in the South Florida football environment. He competed, he grinded, and he balled out in the same region that gave us Lamar Jackson out of Boynton Beach, Frank Gore out of Miami, Andre Johnson out of Miami, Antonio Brown out of Miami, and Michael Irvin coming out of Fort Lauderdale. And let's not forget about Ray Lewis. The soul of that Florida football culture is real. And Byrum Brown came from that same soil. Now, he's not just a quarterback. He's a 6'3", 230-pound problem for defensive coordinators. Now, while others are rehabbing, Byrum is out there putting up 3,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing in a single season. He gives us that dual threat stability when we haven't had since Michael Vick. I know a lot of us are fans of Michael Vick, but in South Florida, this man has become a legend. Let me give you the numbers real quick. So pay attention, guys. In high school, 8,122 passing yards, 87 touchdowns, 87. With his legs, he added 2,074 rushing yards and 26 more touchdowns. This man was a video game character in high school. In 2023, Big Byrum goes off. 3,292 passing yards. It becomes the first quarterback in USF history to throw for 3,000 yards in a single season. 26 touchdowns, 809 yards rushing, and 11 more scores, and a completion rate of 64.6%. And for all you gamers out there, that equates to a 89 completion percentage according to EA Sports College Football 26. Brown joined the Heisman Trophy winner Jaden Daniels, who needs no introduction, as the only player in the nation to pass for more than 3,000 yards and run for more than 800. The awards that he earned fully supports his performance. 2-time Walter Camp Player of the Year, 4-time Davey O'Brien Award Great 8, 2-time Manning Award Stars of the Week, 2-time AAC Offensive Player of the Week, 6-time American Conference Weekly Honorable Mention. And then he led the Bulls to the Boca Raton Bowl, where they beat Syracuse 45-0. He goes 19 for 26 with 3 touchdowns and wins the offensive MVP as a sophomore. Then in 2024, the knee gives out. Lower leg injury against Tulane. He missed 7 games, but he still showed something. In the games he played, 0 interceptions. The guy is careful with the ball when it counts. And then you jump into 2025. That's when everybody naturally started sitting up straight. They started making this man noticed. Byrum Brown puts together one of the most ridiculous dual threat seasons in college football. 3,158 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, a passing rating of 167.1. And are y'all ready? 1,008 rushing yards, 14 scores on the ground. We guys starting to see the pattern here. That makes him one of the only 12 players in FBS history to throw for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000 in the same season. The man finished 7th nationally in touchdown passes, got second team All ACC award, 42 total touchdowns in a single season. Career totals at UCF, guys, 7,690 yards, passing yards, 61 passing touchdowns, 31 rushing touchdowns. At 21 years old, with a year of eligibility left, Byrum Brown absolutely proved that he can play this position, and he proves he can play the game. A proven winner against Power 4 competition, taking down Florida, Syracuse, and having a lights-out game in a losing effort, however, against my team, the Miami Hurricanes. Performances like this are why Brown was earlier named to the Shrine Bowl 1000, a watch list for the East-West Shrine Bowl college football all-star game played in January. And the kid is smart too, guys. Off the field, Brown matched his on-field excellence. He maintained a 3.77 GPA as a health science major, earned multiple athletics honor roll nods, and was named a 2025 military STEM scholar athlete. Did I tell you he was smart? So what does he do? His coach gets another offer at Auburn University. So he follows his coach, Ali Galish, however you pronounce his name, to Auburn, one of the most storied programs in SEC history. Former USF Bulls superstar who broke nearly every program record before transferring to Auburn for the 2026 season. Now, this is where I want to see him actually perform against other SEC schools. I'm not saying SEC is the end-all, be-all when you want to grade an athlete. But let's be real. SEC has the best defenses in college football. And if you can manage to win a few games against these tough defenses, you worth the nod. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I'm being overly dramatic with this guy, right? 6'3", 230 pounds, Auburn colors. You're thinking Cam Newton, right? And you should be. The similarities are eerily the same. I'm not being overly dramatic about this comparison, nor am I just throwing Cam Newton's name around. And you know what? Under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you, but hear me out. Because this comparison, the numbers are right there. Cam Newton, Auburn Tiger, 6'5", 245 pounds, dual threat quarterback, ran the option, 3 deep balls was an absolute physical specimen. In 2010, Cam threw for 2,854 yards, 30 touchdowns, and rushed for 1,473 yards and 20 more scores. He won the Heisman, won a national championship, went number 1 overall in the draft, and became one of the most dynamic quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. Now look at Byrum Brown, Auburn Tiger, 6'3", 230 pounds, 32 pounds, dual threat quarterback. In 2025, threw for 3,158 yards and 28 touchdowns, and he rushed for 1,008 yards and 14 touchdowns. The physical nod, almost nearly identical. The dual threat DNA is right there. The Auburn connection, check. The ability to take over a game with both his arms and his legs, check. Absolutely. It's right there. Now you guys seeing the pattern. Like Cam, Byrum has that gravity. He draws the entire defense towards him the second he moves. The moment that ball is snapped, you have to know where this kid is. He has the same megawatt smile, but plays with a physical violence that scares linebackers. He's a leader who makes everything in the huddle believe they're invincible. Everyone in the huddle believes that they are invincible. If Cam was Superman, Byrum is that 2.0 version built for the modern era. Now, is Byrum Brown Cam Newton? I'm not saying that. I'm putting that pressure on anyone at 21 years old. But here's what I am saying. The archetype is there. The ceiling is real. And Cam Newton at his absolute best, the Super Bowl era Cam, the 2015 MVP Cam, was the most exciting, most dangerous, most complete package at the quarterback position this generation has seen. The size, the power, the deep ball, the ability to make you pay when you leave the edge open. That's the DNA we're talking about. And the fact that Byrum Brown is now walking those same Auburn halls, those same Auburn sidelines, developing under an elite staff, building his craft in the SEC, that's not a coincidence, Fandemics. Okay, this is where I need y'all to really focus. Because this is the part that gets me excited. Not just about Byrum Brown, but about what Atlanta could look like with the right quarterback running this offense. Imagine Byrum in Kevin Stefanski's system. Stefanski's system is built on clock control, timing, a strong run game, and play action shots, misdirection. A balanced offense that takes what the defense gives you. He built the Cleveland Browns around Nick Chubb running the ball and Lamar-type mobility at quarterback. He best built his best work. It happens. You know, it wasn't perfect, but it happened. When that's what you get. You take a quarterback that's as mobile as a Baker Mayfield, and you make it work with a running back like Nick Chubb. Take a look at what we have here in Atlanta. Not necessarily a pure dual threat scrambler, but someone who can threaten the edge by time and extend plays. Someone who makes this run game just a little bit more dangerous because defensive coordinators can't ignore his legs. Byrum is that guy, in my opinion. He is that scrambler. And he is that guy that consistently take on linebackers. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But with an impenetrable defense, holding teams to 14 points, Byrum doesn't just do it all alone. Imagine the RPO possibilities with Bijan Robinson. You can't keep on both of them. If the linebackers creep up, Byrum lobs it over the top to Kyle Pitts or fires a laser to Drake London on the sideline. We're talking about an offense that is impossible to scheme against. This isn't just a playoff team. This will be the most dangerous Falcon squad the world, the NFL, could ever imagine. Now, here's the thing. All of that works if the quarterback can hold the defense honest. If the quarterback is a liability in the pocket, if he's running for life every snap because defenses respect his mobility, none of it matters. But Byrum Brown at 6'3", 232 pounds, he doesn't run from pressure. He runs through it. He punishes you for blitzing. He extends plays. He finds Pitts in the flat when you go to man-to-man. He hits London on the back shoulder when you shade safety over the top or shade safety inside to help. He hands to Bijan in the inside zone, keeps it on the read option, and picks up 8 yards himself. That's the full package. It's not a fantasy, guys. It's a blueprint. And Byrum Brown could be the man holding that pen. Now, look, I don't come here to blow smoke on anybody or try to push any press releases, but I'm giving you the real. So let me break down the pros and the cons because you guys at least deserve that much, right? Number one, are we going to start with the pros? His elite size and physicality. He has a tough as nails reputation. 6'3", 232 pounds. Brown is built like a freight train with incredible escapability. He's not a small, shifty scrambler who disappears when the big boys hit him. This man absorbs contact and keeps moving. He's fight through extra yards, and this is what you look for from a big quarterback with the NFL body. Number two, the arm. People sleep on his arm talent. This dude throws through 88-yard touchdowns time and time again at USF. He can make the layered NFL throws, out routes, back shoulder fades, tight window slants. He's not a gunslinger jumping balls or jump balls. He processes fast and throws with real touch. Now, three, the legs. Over 2,200 career rushing yards in college. He's one of only 12 players in FBS history to do 3,000 yards passing and 1,000 in the same season. In the NFL, a quarterback who can run like that, especially in a system built around misdirection and play action, is a nightmare for defenses. Number four, football IQ. His coaches talked about it consistently. Alex called him a wired right-of-way. He has high football level IQ and mental preparation. He reads the ball very well. He protects the ball. 19 touchdowns for only 7 interceptions in 2025. That's Falcon-friendly efficiency, guys. Number five, his toughness. He's bounced back from a serious leg injury in 2024 and came back in 2025 to post the best season of his career. That's not luck, guys. That's character. That's athleticism. That's heart. Number six, his durability. Wait, now I understand. I just spoke about his leg. Yes, he did have that lower leg injury, but it is not the same category as Michael Penix's recurring ACL disasters. Brown's injury was one incident. He bounced back. That's a massive difference in risk profile. All right. So let's move on to the cons. Number one, the conference. He torched the American Athletic Conference, not the SEC or the ACC, but the American Athletic Conference. The jump to the ACC this year at Auburn, like I said earlier, this is what to tell us everything we need to know about Byron. Can he replicate this at the highest level of college football before the NFL? This is going to become his true test. Number two, the injury red flag. Minor, but real. He will be questioned about that leg. Yes, the lower leg injury happened in 2024. And it's in his medical records. Why they can't overlook it. Scouts will poke at that. Come combine, they will extensively ask him about it. We have to acknowledge it honestly. It's not disqualifying, but it's noted. He has historically high usage rate at the college level. He needs to learn how to slide when he needs to. Stop taking on these linebackers head on and running them over. And if you guys ever go back and watch his highlights, there are several films where he just completely took on linebackers, running them over, not just running around them, not just running through them, but running them slap over. Number three, the draft timeline. He's at Auburn in 2026. He could come out in 2027 with the new law that Donald Trump just signed into the NFL. He almost have to come out in 2027. That means Atlanta will likely need to either draft him or wait to see what his combine looks like. This is not a pick him up next month situation. This is about planting the seed now and having the vision to draft him in 2027. Number four, the NFL system fit. Not every dual threat college quarterback translates. The NFL requires faster processing, tighter windows. But this is critical. We've seen what mobile quarterbacks do in the right system. And the Atlanta Falcons just hired a coach who was built for this moment. So here's where I'm going to leave y'all. Atlanta, It's time to move on past the what ifs and the injury scares that we're now facing. It's time for a quarterback who reflects the grit of this city, who adapts to this culture. Byrum Brown is that future. I'm not telling you to tattoo Byrum Brown on your arm tomorrow. And I'm not telling you the Falcons need to go trade everything they have to get him. What I am telling you is, if you are a real Falcons fan, you need to have eyes on this young man. Ian Cunningham needs to have eyes on this young man. Watch him this fall at Auburn in the SEC. Watch how he handles adversity. Watch how he reads the defenses. Watch that arm talent and those legs in a system built for his skill set. Because Atlanta has been waiting for a franchise quarterback that we don't have to worry about. Not worried about concussions. Not worried about whether or not the knee holds up this week. Not worried about can he make that throw. This guy here can make throws. A guy who is built physically, mentally, athletically to carry this franchise. A guy who fits our culture, fits our coach, fits this moment in the Falcons' history. He's going to fit our fans. And if Byrum Brown goes to Auburn, balls out the way I think he's going to ball out, and comes to the 2027 draft looking like what I think he's going to look like, Atlanta should be first in line. Because right here, that young man in Auburn in that orange and blue could be the answer to the prayer every Dirty Birds fan had been sending up since Matty Ice was slinging it. Atlanta, it is time to move past the what ifs and the injury scares. It's time for quarterbacks who reflects the culture of this city. Byrum Brown is that future. Guys, this is Cowboy. This has been the Fandemic. Y'all know what to do. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Am I right on Byrum Brown, or am I way off base on this? Let me hear you guys in the comment section. Like this video, share it with every Falcons fan. Subscribe to the Atlanta Falcons Fandemic channels. We drop every week. No excuses, no days off. Let's look forward to the 2026 draft. Rise up. We out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your boy E-Man. Falcons Fandemic, we on that plan. All the hype in the city, let me break it down. Atlanta Falcons, wear the crown.